There's always three teams that are going to go down in the Premier League season. In every Premier League season, there's always three teams that go down. And it always leaves an opportunity for the rest of the league to absolutely step into those situations and pick those players that you believe would be able to raise the floor for your team, if not the ceiling of your team. Now, there's a lot of consensus when it comes to Manchester United's best captain. If you ask any Manchester United fan, they probably will tell you that the best captain that we have witnessed and we have watched, apart from Brian Robson, will be Roy Keane. And at one point in time, Roy Keane was playing for Nottingham Forest and he got relegated, and Manchester United saw an absolute gem, a diamond in the rough, picked him up and brought him to Manchester United, and the rest was history. So today, we are going to be talking about players that Manchester United can pick up as diamonds in a rough while they are going down in this Premier League season. So what we are going to be doing today is looking at those players. But before we do that, we are going to be looking at the profile of teams or profile of situations in Manchester United that needs to be addressed in order for us to be able to win the Premier League again. Maybe next season or maybe in 2028, the 150th year anniversary of Manchester United. I believe these are the profile. I believe these are the positions that if we address them, we have the opportunity to be challenging with the likes of Arsenal, Manchester City, Liverpool, when it comes to that particular time of the year. So without further ado, let's absolutely get this started and get cracking into talking about what we are looking at right now. So one thing is for sure, right? One thing is for sure. It's dang sure. Wolverhampton Wanderers are absolutely relegated. Can we all agree that? Because I believe I can. And then we are looking at Burnley losing in the game that they lost, drawing, absolutely sorry. You understand? I believe they had relegated to. And then you look at West Ham. West Ham are fighting with Nottingham Forest and Tottenham Hotspur. So those are the five clubs that are in a relegation battle this 2025-2026. So those are the clubs we are going to be keeping an eye on their players. I'm going to tell you the players that I like. I'm going to tell you the reasons why I like them and why I believe that if they come to Manchester United, they would raise the floor. And for specific ones, they would absolutely increase the ceiling for Manchester United. So one thing is for sure. The objective is first, find the players. Tell us why the players are going to be good for Manchester United. And then we are going to be telling you the profile of the reasons why I chose that player. And if they come to Manchester United, how they could be for Manchester United in relation to what we already have, of course. Let's start with Manchester United. Let's focus on Manchester United, right? We have to look at Manchester United and understand what are they lacking? What do they need right now as we speak in order for them to win the Premier League with this group of players? Of course, we'll start with the goalkeeper. I believe Sonny Lemens is absolutely a good goalkeeper in order for us to win the Premier League. I think he's absolutely great. But the likes of Altay Bayinde and what's his name? The goalkeeper, the second goalkeeper, I've forgotten his name. I do not believe they are going to be here. André Onana is not going to be here. So Manchester United will need to go into the market to get a backup goalkeeper to Sonny Lemens that can give Sonny Lemens more of a community, more of a situation that would not only improve Sonny Lemens, but would make sure that Sonny absolutely has all the things that he needs, all the tools in order for him to get better. And in those profiles, this is what we're looking at. We're looking at a backup goalkeeper, like I mentioned. The goalkeeper has to be a sweeper goalkeeper because Sonny Lemens is that. And in football right now, you can't have a goalkeeper that is not a sweeper goalkeeper, in my mind. I think Neuer has spoiled it for every single person. You need to have a goalkeeper that is a sweeper goalkeeper in order for us to be able to get better. And then you look at, he needs to be able to play with both feet, both right foot and left foot. Seeing Sonny Lemens has absolutely spoiled the way I look at goalkeepers. And whoever drafted or scouted Sonny Lemens, you have my respect. I will forever trust you in finding goalkeepers because he was the one that found David De Gea. He was the one that said, do not sign André Onana. And he was the one that found Sonny Lemens. Now, don't get me wrong, Sandy Lemons was not hard to find because he was a brilliant goalkeeper, young goalkeeper in Antwerp, but had the most saves out of any goalkeeper in Europe. That's the season before he came to Manchester United. So we can absolutely say that he is no joke. And then you look at, he needs to be comfortable under pressure. He needs to have that calm demeanor. He needs to be a commander in the box. We saw how Sandy Lemons was irreplaceable, was insurmountable in terms of how we needed him against Everton. 10 corner kicks, all put right under Sunny Lemons, and he cleared every one of them. We need that too in that goalkeeper. We need, of course, the shot stopping has to be there. 1v1 aggression. He needs to be able to come to the ground, open his body up, find a way to do the L step. Is it a K step? He needs to be able to be very flexible in that situation because that K step is very important when it comes to goalkeepers. And then he needs to be experienced. I've already said it in this situation that I believe that the goalkeeper has to be an experienced goalkeeper, someone that is not going to try and take the situation from Sonny Lemons. Sonny Lemons is the number one goalkeeper in my mind, and he has proven to be the number one goalkeeper for Manchester United. We just need somebody that would come in and make sure that he has all the tools to be that number one goalkeeper for Manchester United. Then we go into the left back situation. I believe Manchester United are going to be needing a left back. Yes, Luke Shaw is good, and this is the first time Luke Shaw is actually playing, knock on wood, playing a full season for Manchester United. However, Luke Shaw is getting older and older, and he is not getting any younger. We do not see the overlaps anymore. We do not see the ability to go forward and come back without any gas. He is a good player, but we need someone that will be able to start for us as a left back. And in that left back profile, that's where we get deep into it. He has to be a natural left-footed player. And if you see me looking down, that basically means I'm looking at my notes. So guys, bear with me. He needs to be a natural left-footed player. He needs to be very versatile, someone that will be able to play the left wing back row, the left full back row, and the left center back row. Someone of that caliber. We need your brilliance in and also on the feet. You need to be able to do it. You get me? You need to be at least 6 foot. The reason why I say at least 6 foot is because when you look at the relation between Martinez as the left center back and our left back, we need some height somewhere in that back post. If we do not have that, it's going to be a target when it comes to crosses. It's going to be a target every single time. Martinez is great when it comes to aerial duels. We just need a little bit more height in order for us to have the balance in that situation. So he has to be, in my mind, a 6 foot at least tall defender. He also needs to be pacey. He has to be starting caliber. It's not a situation I need you to be that good of a left back to be the starting player for Manchester United. He needs to be defensively strong, both front foot defending and back foot defending. So when we are going forward, he needs to have the nous to absolutely be able to scan and cover those places when we don't have the ball. When we are absolutely backing up in transitions, he needs to be able to understand. Luke Shaw is very good at back foot defending. Understand when to step up, when to hold your line in order for you to allow your players come back. And when you start doing that, that's where you start adding to your profile. This is crucial about what we need to do for our left back situation. We also need crossing accuracy. We have Benjamin Šeško. We have a 6'5" tall man that can jump out of the goddamn gym. We need somebody that would be able to put the ball in the position that we need it. Put the ball in the position that Benjamin Šeško needs it, and that right there would absolutely be the reason why he would be part of this situation. And last but not least, when it comes to the profile of the left back position that we need as Manchester United going is physicality. He needs to be strong enough. He needs to be able to go into tackles. He needs to be able to win his duels single-handedly and not need anybody coming back, because we need every single person in that defense to be able to hold their own. And that right there would be crucial. Now, going into the next position, that position is the central defensive midfield. First, the priority is you need to be Casemiro. You understand? We all know how I love Casemiro and how he's been able to show us how good and how much we are going to miss him this season. But the truth about it is that if you look at Casemiro, you look at the central defensive midfielder that we need. Yes, I understand that Casemiro cannot be the guy to play every single game anymore and is going to be leaving in the summer. But we look at Casemiro and we can tell that's who we need. And so that's what we are going to go into. Central defensive midfield profile we need. I've already said he should be Casemiro. Somebody exactly like Casemiro, that has the pace of Casemiro, that has the experience. However, he needs to be a high volume ball winning central defensive midfielder. He needs to be comfortable under pressure. So be able to step up to the ball, get the ball, turn around, and actually pass the ball. You need to be comfortable under pressure. You need to have passing accuracy for short passes and also long passes. You need those situations. That's the profile. You also need, in this situation, to be positionally disciplined. Know when to sit, know when to move, know when to allow your players move and not be so excited to get into the box, but also understand the moments where you need to and where you don't. Those key things are things that we will need to see. Next, we need at least a 5'10" central defensive midfielder. There's a reason why Casemiro works so well. There's a reason why Bruno Fernandes has been able to assist Casemiro 5 times this season. 5 times. And that is the reason why Casemiro is tall enough, wins his aerial duels, and has the ability and the nous to just get his head on the ball. That leads me to the next one. You need to be able to win your duels. Aerial duels, ground duels, whatever duels, you need to be able to win it 60 to 70% of the time that you go for it. He needs to be a holding midfielder. He needs to be a deep line playing midfielder. He needs to be a ball winning midfielder. He needs to be a shielding midfielder. All those words I just said is basically the same thing. However, those are key things that we need to look at. We cannot afford to go into a situation where we go get someone that is less than that profile that I just mentioned. Now let's go into the center midfield. Now this center midfield, it's a situation where, for me personally, when it comes to the profile, we have Kobe Manu, but we need competition. You get me? We need competition. We need somebody that would absolutely be like, okay, Kobe, you played Champions League. And if you're tired, I play the next Premier League. And if you're tired, I play the FA Cup. But we start sharpening iron. That's what we want in that situation. And I've absolutely broke down the profile that I believe bringing him in would absolutely make Manchester United's floor increase and actually punch out the freaking ceiling. And that is, he needs to be all action. Someone that is able to do the ball, but is able to absolutely clatter you when he needs to. You get me? He needs to be box to box. He needs to have the box to box engine. N'Golo Kante-esque from. He needs to be able to go everywhere on the pitch. His heat map should not have any green space. It should be red everywhere. You get me? That right there is the way it should be in this box-to-box situation. He also needs to be press resistant. When I say he needs to be all action, press resistant is one of the key things in this situation because he is a tempo setter. He needs to be able to go get that ball, turn it around, take 2 people, beat those 2 people, and then be able to create from that position. Think about Pedri. Pedri has the ball. Always they're going to pull the ball to Pedri's feet. And Pedri is not going to lose that ball. He's going to make sure that the 2 people that are coming to close him down on left and right side is absolutely look like a fool. But he is going to find a way to beat them. And that right there is what we need. You get me? We also need athleticism, work rate, progressive passing. You need to be absolutely on it when it comes to passing the ball. Think about Locatelli. When it comes to progressive passes, is the best in the world right now in terms of numbers. He gets that ball and is forward. He doesn't think about backward. Forward. It's Locatelli. But we need someone of that caliber in that ilk that thinks about things like that. You understand? He needs to be ball carrying also. That's the reason why Frankie de Jong was so appealing to a lot of people. You get me? He also, defensive intensity, because when we are trying to lock it down, you need to be able to lock it down and change from a single pivot into a double pivot instantaneously without any situation of lack. So we need those situations too. And then the height requirement in my mind has to be 5'8". Now, I'm not anybody trying to date anybody in that kind of situation. This is not a dating show where I'm talking about, or those girls are talking about he needs to be 6 foot tall. I'm literally saying, right? For this particular position, we need height, we need physicality, we need mobility, and 5'8" gives us that opportunity. I believe so. You get me? I believe so. Think about the likes of João Gomes, somebody that is able to absolutely get about the pitch, has the ability, the skill level to break the play, dribble, turn around, and move. That's what we need. You understand? We need somebody that's going to complete the likes of Kobe Mano and give him something to absolutely look at as a mirror. Where can I get better? Oh, he's doing this better than me. Let me go ask him why. How is he doing it? And this is the way that's what we need in this team, in that particular position anyway. And then we move into the next position, and that is the attacking midfield position. You get me? The attacking midfield position, everybody understands that Bruno has locked it down. I do not doubt that whatsoever. And of course, you also have this that Matheus Cunha could also be the understudy of that number 10 position, because Matheus Cunha loves that position too. And he's a very, very passer, high risk passing. And that leads me to the profile for the number 10 position, or let me say the attacking mid, because we don't really have a pure number 10 anymore. You have to be high intensity. You see the way Bruno be running everywhere. We need that. We need somebody that is literally Buzz Lightyear. Buzzing here, buzzing. You know, while you're sleeping and there's mosquito in your ear, there's zoom, zoom. What we need. We need somebody that is always on a run, always looking for positions, always reading the pitch. If you're not running with your feet, you're running with your mind. That's what we need. High intensity, both in thinking, in thought, and also with your feet. Next, we need creative vision. Somebody that sees things before everybody else. You need to be able to absolutely pick it up. We saw that with Bruno today. The pass to Matheus Cunha, chef kiss. But that also leads us to high risk passing. Don't listen to the likes of Ricky, in my mind. Someone that doesn't understand that if you're a number 10, you need to absolutely be taking risk to find the pass. Now, of course, there needs to be a balance about situations. But come on. When it comes to number 10, when it comes to line breaking passes, when it comes to passes that unlock a defense, that's what we need in a profile. We also need somebody that will be aggressive counter pressing. So we lose the ball, and he is the trigger for every single person to understand. Come on, Bruno Fernandes is literally describing Bruno in this situation. Someone that also has spatial intelligence. Those are also key words that they need absolutely to do this job. It is absolutely crucial in this particular situation, the attacking mid. And of course, this is going to be an understudy to Bruno, because I want Bruno to stay in Manchester United for the next 3 years. I think give him the contract, give him the extension. The person also needs to have a goal threat about them. Someone that is also able to sniff out late runs, also able to come into the box late where nobody is expecting him to pull up and be able to smash it with one shot. He needs to also have the versatility, the understanding of playing the center mid, playing the defensive mid, but also playing the false nine. We need those versatilities. You understand? That's absolutely crucial for the midfield attacking role. Now we move into the next thing. I've been banging this drum about the left wing position. Manchester United does not have a pure left wing player right now. You can tell me Balondogu, and he is good. He is really good at that position. Funny enough, he might even be better than the left back position for Balondogu. But this is my profile. And keep in mind, right? Keep in mind what we are doing right here is how we are looking at a profile to find players that we can pick from the relegated sides that would increase the floor of these profiles. You understand? That's the key part about this video. So before we keep going to the left winger position, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. If you like what we are talking about here, this is a whole breakdown. You get me? It's a whole breakdown of what Manchester United needs when it comes to building a team, making sure that Manchester United are going to win the league by 2028. That is the goal here. And so hit that like button so you tell YouTube that you love what we are doing here at Pillar Sports. And this is the key part. Comment down any video you want us to cover about sport, about admin when it comes to football, about stadiums, all those things. We are going to be talking about it here on Pillar Sports. So do not miss out by not hitting the subscribe button. If you don't hit the subscribe button, I don't know, but that breakfast, you probably missed the breakfast tomorrow. Anyway, let's go into this left wing position. The left wing position, in my mind, has to be dynamic. First things first, you have to be able to move. And it's not even a joke. You have to be able to move. We have seen more of the dynamic movement from Matheus Cunha today. We have seen more against Newcastle. But that's one crucial thing that we need. You also need the ability to take on a man, direct 1v1 specialist. You need that. For all my friends that play EA Sports, you know that that's crucial when it comes to the wing position. And it's just the same thing over there and over here. You need elite dribbling. Think about Iliman and Jai of Everton. You need that dribble. You need Ahmad of Manchester United. The understanding of how to navigate the ball where the person thinks he's going to touch it but can't even get close. Think about explosive space. Explosive, you need that blistering run. You need that part. We already have it on the right-hand side with Mbeumo and Ahmad. Blistering pace. We need it on the left-hand side now. Think about Anthony Gordon, Anthony Alanga. We need that blistering space. Now, I'm not saying those names because we should bring them. That's not this video. This video is talking about the people that are getting relegated. Can we find players from that situation? You get me? We also need inverted threat. Somebody that can come into the pitch by cutting to their right-hand side and still be able to bag the ball in the back of the net. That's what we also need. Defensive industriality. Somebody that understands that he needs to go attack and he needs to come back and defend. Those are key things that we also need. You understand? And then you look at ball playing, carrying, and retention. We need those things in our left winger position. It's crucial. It's absolutely crucial in my mind. And then you look at the next one. Last but not the least is the striker position. The striker's position absolutely makes sense to me. Now, we have Benjamin Šeško. And Benjamin Šeško on 10 goals this season absolutely makes it that we might have just found the striker for the future and for now. But one thing that Benjamin Šeško does not have and Rasmus Højlund did not have at Manchester United is somebody is going to lead the line when it comes to being in the training ground. Somebody that is going to tell them the things that they need to do in order for them to sharpen up their game. Someone that is going to mentor them in the background. That's what we don't have. And that is what we need in this. And it's key experience. And the profile in this situation, for this particular situation, is experience. He needs to be pacey, even for an advanced age. He needs to have elite finishing. So instead of you having the Richarlison syndrome where you need 10 chances to score one, you need 5 chances, you need 3 chances to score one. Think about Danny Welbeck. Now, Danny has signed a new contract, if I'm not mistaken, with Brighton. But think about that kind of player. That kind of elite mentality, that kind of person that he gets the opportunity and he makes you pay. That's what we need. He needs to be physical too. Understands the ability and know how to hold up play. Now, I'm not talking about the tall Val Veghorst. No. I'm talking about somebody that is strong enough. Think about Thuram of Inter, Marcos Thuram. That's who I'm thinking. You get me? That's who I'm talking about when it comes to hold up play and physicality. You also need somebody that will be able to run the channels very quick, use his body, put his body on the line in that situation, hold up the play, bring his team forward. It's crystal clear. We also need high intensity pressing. Someone that would be able to bend his run and literally put the offside trap, or bend his run and put the trigger for us to press. That is what we need, and an experienced body. So those are the positions that I believe Manchester United need to look at right now to be able to win in 2028. So we're looking at the goalkeeper profile, we're looking at the left back profile, we're looking at the center defensive mid profile, the center midfield profile, the attacking mid, the left winger, and last but not the least, the striker. Now, let's go into the reason why we're here. What are the players that we can get from this relegated side that would absolutely make it easy for us to increase the floor of Manchester United. Let's start with the team that's already going down. Wolverhampton Wanderers. There are three in this team that just tickle my fancy. There are three names in this team that just understand. I just look at them, I'm like, oh my goodness, they are absolutely fire. And with refining, they could absolutely increase Manchester United's floor. First with João Gomes. I believe that João Gomes is coming into Manchester United, absolutely starts fighting for a starting space. He's that good of a player. Now, he's not the tallest, he's not the strongest, but if you want to watch a player, if you also want me to do a deep dive on why João Gomes is that talented of a player, let me know. But this is going to be a steal in my mind. You understand? It's going to be a steal in my mind because when you look at both teams, you just look at them and you look at what João Gomes can provide. And then you look at the amount of money that they're talking about, because if he goes down, he is right now touted to be 59 million based on FootMob's transfer value. The moment he goes down relegated, that money can be halved. And if my math is doing me right, it should be around 29 to 30 million. That's a steal for João Gomes. It's a steal for João Gomes. Another player is André. André, oh my goodness, when it comes to a defensive midfielder, he is brilliant. Brilliant. And the thing about it, he is going to also be cheaper. This is João Gomes is 25. André is 24. Talented boys for the future and for now. People that are not going to demand every single day in playing field, but the moment we bring them as substitutes, they absolutely elevate the game. They don't drop it. They make sure that they can capitalize on fresh legs. They have the confidence because they are that good of players. André and João Gomes for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now, you can also talk about Mane. Yakubu manage. You can talk about Mane. But in my mind, Mane is still very young. Matheus Nunes, 21 years of age. I said 21 years of age. Sorry, 18 years of age. 18. Can play the attacking mid, can play the center, can also play the striking position. The versatility is in this kid. Now, this is somebody that grew up as a Manchester United fan, if I'm not mistaken. Also grew up in Manchester playing for the local teams there before he got the move to Wolves. He can come back home. But he comes back home and we take him out on we send him out on loan. We make sure that we can sculpt this kid to being the talent that we have seen the glimpses of when it comes to him playing for Wolverhampton this season. Now let's go into the next one. Burnley. Burnley, in my mind, is one person and one person only. Marcus Edwards. There's nobody else in Burnley that really caught my eye like that. Marcus Edwards. Now, Marcus Edwards is not the youngest of age. He's 27. You understand? He's 15 million in that situation. But I think he's a baller. You understand me? If you guys want me to do a deep dive, let me know. But Marcus Edwards, talented footballer, can lead two men together, beat them, and still make the right pass. There's a reason why Scott Parker absolutely loves the kid. I said the kid, he's 27 years. He's an old grown-ass man. But there's a reason why. And that is the best part about Burnley. They are well coached. Scott finds it hard in coming back up and actually finding a team to stay up. He finds it hard. He doesn't want to play the pragmatic game. He wants to be free-flowing. That's the biggest problem. But Marcus Edwards, absolutely brilliant. And now we go into West Ham. With West Ham, there are only three players you can call me. I know a lot of people would think I'm going to say Somerville. No, I don't want Somerville. Somerville is a one-trick pony in my situation. The way I see his game, he is going to be solely determined about his pace. And once that pace is gone, once somebody is able to match the pace, then there's a lot of problem. But look at, it's three people in my mind. Jarrod Bowen, somebody that would play on the right-hand side, I understand. But we can see what he can do on the left. Now, this is square pegs in round holes, but Jarrod Bowen is that talented of a player that I won't mind giving it a chance. You get me? I would not mind it because he is that talented of a player. What are we talking about when it comes to transfers of this player? Transfer value for Jarrod Bowen right now, I'm sure is skyrocketing. But if they get relegated, It is going to drop. Jarrod Bowen transfer right now is 49 million. You drop half, gone. And so there's no way in my mind, there's no one will not be someone to call. The second person has to be Matheus Nunes, center defensive midfielder. Someone that can play the central midfield, the AM, the DM, and the left wing position. That is how good and versatile this player is. Watching him against Manchester United, I realized this guy is so good. He's also Portuguese. I would be shocked if he doesn't go for the World Cup. Shocked out of my mind if he does not go for the World Cup. That's how talented this guy is. Matheus Nunes has to be one of them. And the funny thing about Matheus Nunes, he's 27. We're looking at £27 million as a transfer value. They drop half that. The age of Matheus Nunes, 21 years. You can have an understudy to whoever we are bringing in that midfield situation. It's just brilliant business in my mind. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. It's brilliant business in my mind. It has to be that. And then last but not least, when it comes to West Ham, is one and only. The one and only. I need you guys because this is the best crosser of the ball in the Premier League right now as we speak. Nobody crosses the ball better than this man that I'm about to say. Malik Diouf. Are you talking about someone that understands that left back role? In and out. I told you versatility is a key thing for me. He can play the left back, can play the left wing back role, can play the right midfield, left winger role, can play the left midfield role. Now, he's not the greatest at the forward lines going forward, but when it comes to putting the ball in the box, when it comes to having the strength to run forward and backward, when it comes to all the intangibles and the profile that I mentioned about our left back position, Malik Diouf is absolutely every single thing, single-handedly, the one person in this video that I will tell you that absolutely has everything that I mentioned. Because you looked at the left back situation. I said naturally left-footed. He is so left-footed, I don't think he knows that he has a right foot. Versatility, he has that already. Left back, left wing back, left wing. He can play. Height, he is 6 foot. 6 foot. Is he pacey? Absolutely. Starting caliber, strong. Front foot and back foot. He is really good at back foot defending. Now, front foot is still left to be desired. He can still get better at that situation. Crossing accuracy, he's the best in the Premier League. That right now. The only person in any way close to him is Pedro Porro. Any way. Physicality, come on now. Come on now. He's African. Physical than that. More physical. Malik Diouf, in my mind, is just mint. And last but not least, let's talk about Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham Hotspur, if they go down, there's only in my mind that Manchester United should be even considering. Number one, Mohammed Kudus. This is somebody that can play every position up front. Every single position. If you want him to play the number 9, he'll play it. Play the right, he'll play it. Play the left, he'll play it. Play the middle, in terms of the attacking mid, he will play it. He is that good of a player. He's that, oh my God. Mohammed Kudus, he's just mint. Don't tell me nothing. He is that good of a player. In fact, dare I say it, he's the closest thing to being the next superstar in Tottenham Hotspur. I said it. The next person in my mind has to go to Archie Gray. Dude is versatility and comprised. Bro, there's nothing Archie Gray hasn't done for Tottenham yet. The only thing maybe is going in goal. He has done everything. And he has been one person constantly that I've been pitying because Tottenham Hotspur are in this relegation battle. That's the only person. The only one. And last but not least is Lucas Bergvall. I think the dude is mint. I think everything that he offers in the midfield is absolutely fire. And how Tottenham Hotspur had this kid playing center defensive midfield, I have no idea. But you just need him to roam around the pitch. Center midfield, box-to-box situation. That's what we need in my mind for Tottenham Hotspur. If we were going to pick out anybody in those situations, pick out those players. Then we have to talk about Nottingham Forest. 3 and only three. We are looking at Morgan Gibbs-White. If there is anybody right now that I believe is good enough to absolutely be an understudy to the likes of Bruno Fernandes, it is Morgan Gibbs-White. His ability to just be in the right place at the right time, have creative passes, have understanding in terms of high tempo passes. Morgan Gibbs-White is absolutely brilliant. That's the reason why the likes of Chelsea, Manchester City, Tottenham Hotspur all looked at getting Morgan Gibbs-White. And of course, we have to also go to Elliot Anderson. And I don't need to do any deep dive about Elliot Anderson because everybody and their mama has spoken about Elliot Anderson. But we know Elliot Anderson is a generational style talent right now. So he's definitely one person that I'm not going to leave out. And I know you're not going to leave out either. So Elliot Anderson, and one more person is Murillo, the defender. I think Manchester United need to go in there and find a defender. I understand that I did not put it in my list right now, but it's something that absolutely has to be because a centre-back position is lacking, and we are lacking it because we have a lot of injuries to our defenders. So the likes of Matheus de Ligt, the likes of Harry Maguire, what's his name? Lisandro Martinez, all injury prone players. Murillo would absolutely come in and make it a lot stronger because injuries, I've really not seen him go down. So hopefully he can absolutely stay up. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments. Let's get active. Let's get interactive because trust me when I'm trying to bring you guys the best content, more deep dives into these situations, more situations that is going to be non-toxic, not the toxic fan channels, a channel that is going to be talking about more things than just football, things about how to run a club, things about diagnosing why the club went down, things about the failures of the boardroom, all those things, sometimes even finance. All those things are going to come here in Pillar Sports. So do not miss out. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Hit that follow button, hit the subscribe button, comment down below. I'll see you guys.